Right then, hello everyone and welcome back to the Assetto Corsa Championship. We are here for round number 10 of the 2021 Porsche Super Cup, here for the first ever time in the ACOC in Saudi Arabia and at the Jeddah Corniche circuit. Yes, the final round of Porsche Super Cup is upon us. The title decider is here, ladies and gentlemen. 9 drivers in contention who will all be looking to make their mark as the third ever Porsche Super Cup champion. And what better setting to do it than under the lights here in Jeddah. My name is Miran in the commentary booth today, and alongside me it's none other than my partner in crime, Giuseppe. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Miran. Always nice to be here in Jeddah. Very modern track, of course, because it's been built since it's been built in like 2021. But honestly, I do like the layout, and I think it produces some very fast racing. Just you go left, right, left, right. It seems to never end. So very exciting. I think it will produce a very interesting season finale. 9 drivers, but who will take the crown?
Yes, indeed. Brand new circuit as well. So it's basically a level playing field here today for everyone, but it's a man we're riding on board with, Marco Rosenthal, who is the favorite at the moment, 11 points in the lead after his win at Interlagos. We'll see if he's going to be able to wrap up the Porsche Super Cup Championship here today, or if it will be any of the other 8 contestants who will be able to wrap it up. Either way, as you're just witnessing Rosenthal on his first flying lap of the Jeddah Corniche circuit, it's time to take you through the track. So, the Jeddah Corniche circuit, which is located in the Red Sea port city of Jeddah in Saudi Arabia. The track was made in 2021. It opened officially in December of 2021 and took about, I think, 9 months to build. So that is pretty impressive, even despite the fact it is still a street circuit. There needs to be a few safety measures still in place. So yeah, marvel of engineering. The track was designed by Karsten Tilke, which is the son of Hermann Tilke, and the circuit just borders the Jeddah waterfront on the Red Sea, and it hosted the 2021 Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, and also did host it in 2022 and 2023. Apart from Formula 1, you also have its support series of Formula 2 here, and then you also have the Porsche Sprint Challenge Middle East. Apart from that, there aren't many series that run here. As I said, this is a street circuit, so having to close down roads is pretty difficult unless it's for very, very big occasions. But in the future, next year, you're gonna have the GT World Challenge Europe, F1 Academy, and the GT4 European Series come here to Jeddah. So yeah, not a lot of drivers, not a lot of drivers. Well, I guess drivers too, but not a lot of series have come here since it is a relatively new track. This layout, though, the Grand Prix circuit, which has remained unchanged since its opening, is 6.1 kilometers long, features a whopping 27 turns, and we should expect lap times. The fastest lap time in these cars is a 2-minute 3.6, and this layout, it certainly is a very, very interesting one, isn't it? It's one of the most unique ones we have on the Porsche Super Cup calendar. It's very, very out there. As I said, 27 turns, super, super fast track. Just left, right, left, right, left, right. Absolute challenge for the driver and the car. And hopefully, we should be able to see some pretty exciting racing around the streets of Jeddah here today for the title decider of Porsche Super Cup. But yeah, I'll have to ask you, Giuseppe, about your thoughts as well on the track.
Well, Jeddah, I mean, very interesting track. I'm not the biggest fan of tracks with a lot of turns, but this one gets like a pass because it's a lot of a very high-speed corners, not like actual corners. You see, it's a lot of kinks, I guess we can call them, on the straights. Like you go left, right, left, right. It's very interesting. And then the section at the end where you just go down and then you go around, I guess, some sort of carousel-esque turn. Then you go down the straight once again. It's a very interesting track. And honestly, from the layout, it always produces very quick racing. So you're gonna be on the edge of your seat, not only us but the drivers as well, 24/7 really. But and especially for the season finale to be at a fast track like this one is certainly gonna be an interesting race to look ahead to.
Yeah, it's a super fast, super challenging, and a very unforgiving track as well. You can see how close the barriers are to you. Obviously, considering this is a street circuit after all, as we're currently having the times on the board. Rubinho Gonzalez just was the fastest man, but it is now Halil Shahin of GP Elite who claims the fastest spot over the other GP Elite car in second, Rubinho Gonzalez, and then Yannick Moltke in third. At the moment, though, championship leader Marco Rosenthal is all the way down in 18th. Leading by 11 points. The man second in the championship, Andrei Sazonov, currently sits in 15th. And the man third in the championship, Çağatay Yılmaz, is down in 21st. So at the moment, not a good qualifying from the top three in the championship. Giuseppe, do you think this is going to change? Or do you think that this might be the opportunity for some guys who are at the other end of this championship fight to maybe shine and get an unexpected result here?
But honestly, I don't think they should take that opportunity too much for granted. As you see, one of the championship contenders there, Andrei Sazonov, who was further down the grid, now he's in 11th, so he's looking a bit better now, and that's what I wanted to say, which leads me to my point. As I'm going to wrap myself, as Gonzalez, it's a new fastest provisional time, 2:47, so that's the new time to beat. Beats Shine's time by 300. Yes, I'm right. Was a bit tricky with the numbers there, but nonetheless, I think, of course, with 11 minutes left now, and we know how much the qualifying grid in Porsche Super Cup likes to change, and you know it as well as me. So I think they shouldn't take the standings of the top three for granted right now, because they're gonna improve for sure. And if not, there is that chance. But in a series like Porsche Super Cup, just go fast. Just go fast. That's the simplest advice I can give you, because the standings are gonna change. The ones you see right now, you'll have them forgotten by in about 5 minutes. I'll tell you.
Yeah, definitely. It's such a rapid and fast-changing series. Despite the fact this is the slowest series in the ACOC, it certainly doesn't mean it's a boring series at all. It's very, very fast-paced indeed. And especially qualifying as well. There's so many rapid improvements coming in. So we just saw one from this man, Kai Chereshnia, who's improved up into fourth, and Chereshnia, who has finished in the points on 2 out of his 5 appearances in Porsche Super Cup this season, would like to end off the season on high and make it a third points scoring appearance. Mikuláš Černík just got up into P5 as well, make that P6, as Søren Jakobsen now goes up into P4, and suddenly it is Søren Jakobsen who becomes the favorite. I believe he is the highest up of all of the drivers in the championship fight.
Yes, that is correct. As Lemire Shine and Gonzalez are in the championship fight, they're further down below. But yeah, you're right. Jakobsen right now in P4 looks to be looking good. He's 18 points Marco Rosenthal. So right now being in P4, he will be getting 12. No, not 12 points. I'm sorry. That's the Formula 1 point system. Think it would be 14. Yeah, 14. Yeah, 14 it would be right. Gaining. So wouldn't be enough to overtake Rosenthal, but of course, that's with if we rule out overtakes on the first lap or during the race. But as I said before, good luck for him there, 249. But the grid's gonna change soon enough. And if you look down below, I'm trying to find any other championship contender. Yeah, this the second highest up is there, Mikuláš Černík in P4. He's also quite close to Jakobsen. So yeah, it seems like the guys from who are on the lower end of the stick in terms of the championship fight are looking further up the grid, which is pretty interesting actually. But Also, qualifying in Jeddah is especially very interesting. I mean, we did mention these are the slowest cars in ACRC, but I think in real life. Oh,
Sorry, hello? Can you hear me?
yeah, we can hear.
Yeah,
At least I
okay.
can.
Sorry about that. My internet cut out. So, yeah, sorry, but I'll let you continue with whatever you're
Yeah.
saying.
No, but interestingly enough, I think this track after Monza in Formula One is the second fastest track. So this is where we can see those Porsches actually go full power on with the engines, because I really like those Porsches, and Porsche 911s, I think, probably one of my favorite cars. I gotta be honest. So it's always nice to see them go around, especially on fast tracks like this one.
Yeah, it's a very, very beautiful car and a very well designed one. In fact, as well, always delivers and does deliver pretty good racing in a one-make series like this one. Søren Jakobsen now has got himself into third, and P3 does bring 17 points to his name. So if things were to finish like this, it wouldn't be enough for Søren Jakobsen, but he is making steady gains, and that is good to see from the Dane in the MRS GT Racing. But it does leave you wondering where the rest of the guys are, where the likes of Rosenthal, Sazonov, Yilmaz, and even Krastev are at the moment.
I mean, they're scrambled up in the field, so kind of hard to find them. Some might even be below P24, as the screen would cut off there. There are still two P25, 26, and 27, so maybe one of them is there, but we're looking at Krastev and Rosenthal, the 20th and 21st, the top two in the championship, is way out of the points, as the points do start from 15 onwards. So yeah, very interesting situation. Let's see how it develops, though, as there's still 6.5 minutes left. So they still have some time to play around with to find the perfect lap time.
Yeah, there's room for improvement on that pole time, currently held by Rubinho Gonzalez as well. We must not forget the fight for pole. So there's Jatis Terzic going up into 8th. Good lap from the Bosnian. That's a 2:04.994. He is in fact just tied with Yannick Moltke for 7th, but Moltke beats him by the, what is it, the 10th of thousands? Is that how you say it? I'm not sure. But yeah, very, very close, cutting it very close in the top 10 at least. But at the moment, it's only been Gonzalez and Shahin trading those places for provisional pole at the moment. As I do say so, Ludwig Stefansson gets himself involved into the mix as he slots up into second with a 2:04.776. That's a pretty good lap from Ludwig Stefansson. And now we're seeing now we've seen our first big improver. So we'll see if this will set the precedent for a few more improvements to come.
Yeah, indeed, as right now Gonzalez and Shine, I think, both up there for GP Elite. So GP Elite having a pretty good session right now. Ferguson goes up to 4th, Ferguson Ose. Good lap by the American. Yeah, still gotta get used to some of the new drivers. Of course, we've got a lot of driver changes, very big grid, but I'm getting used to them. It's fortunate that this is the last race, but I'm pretty sure we'll see some faces here next season. Nonetheless, I wanted to say, yeah, Rubinho Gonzalez has had a bit of a undertone season, but he could look to end it strong here. To talk about something else than a championship fight, he could look to end it strong here in Jeddah with a good placement.
Yeah, he definitely could. I have to say, what a result it would be as well for Rubinho Gonzalez. Same for Halil Shahin in 3rd. Ever since his home race at Istanbul, he's just been on an upwards curve, really, in these last 4 races of the season. And what a end of the season as well it would be for the Turkish man to end it off on a podium. But he'll probably be cheering on his compatriot today, who is all the way down in 23rd, to win this title today, as Terzic improves up into 4th. So another strong improvement for Jatis Terzic with 4 minutes to go. There's Amin Al-Fadli with an improvement. And again, I have to ask the question, where are our championship contenders?
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard to find them. You should find them at the top. But seems like they're just not turning up just yet. I mean, there's still 4 minutes left. So we're not doubting them too much just yet. But if they do qualify where they are right now, it's going to be an uphill race. It's going to be a very interesting situation. As I said before, the guys on the drivers on the lower end of the championship fight are further ahead than the guys right at the top. So it seems like it could be a race of the more unlikely championship contenders trying to catch up to the top, and the guys, the drivers at the top trying to prevent that. Could be an interesting situation, but we'll have to see how it develops.
We'll definitely just have to wait and see as the sun sets on the Jeddah Corniche circuit. The last 3 minutes will be taken into the night, the Saudi Arabia night, as the fight for pole properly begins. Håkan Sorenström is being held up by his teammate here, it looks like. That would be Sebastian de Cloot, I do believe. Both of them are in the championship fight, in fact. If that is obviously a Uniserver Team GP Elite car, because there is a slight difference to the two. There's a Team GP Elite and there's a Uniserver Team GP Elite. I do think that is Sebastian de Cloot, though. As they're going up into provisional pole, finally our question has been answered. Çağatay Yılmaz, what a lap! 2:04.710, and now the man in the Iron Force Racing becomes the favorite to take it now.
Yeah, amazing lap, 2:04.710. It's gonna be a hard one to beat. Oh, 2 minutes left. Can anyone beat the Turkish man in P1 right now?
Yeah, that was a very, very good lap, and it is these last few minutes of the session where we usually see these drivers come alive and start to push for that pole time. So I think if Yilmaz's time isn't definitive, which I definitely don't think it is, we're gonna see that time come down even further now that there's 2 minutes left. Will it be from another championship contender? Will it be from someone outside the top 10 in the championship? We'll just have to wait and see, as the timer is ticking down. Lots of drivers on laps now. We're currently looking at Amran Al-Fadil, who's just making his way through turn number 12, I believe this is, and then through the turn 13 hairpin. It's going to be exciting to see how this qualifying session is going to pan out, Giuseppe.
Yeah, I mean, 1 minute left now. Soon enough, we're going to see the very well-known checkered flag, and the drivers are not left with much time, but still 1 minute. Although the lap around Jeddah is 2 minutes, so drivers going out now. I think wouldn't even be able to make another lap. But at that time, there's a new man on pole. It's Søren Jakobsen. That's P1, and then that's big for the championship fight. I think he's also in it. And Miyazaki up to third. Good lap, but what a lap there! 2:04.658.
Brilliant, brilliant lap from Søren Jakobsen, and that is what he needs to do if he wants to be in a shot of contending with this title. Same with Çağatay Yılmaz, but he definitely won't settle for the second place, as there's now half a minute left on the clock, 30 seconds remaining. We've yet to see anything from the likes of Sazonov or championship leader Rosenthal. As I do say that Andrei Sazonov does get himself into 5th, that's good news for the Russian, as he is the closest man to Marco Rosenthal in this championship. Could it all fall apart for the Austrian here today? There's 10 seconds to go until the checker flag falls, and we'll have our definitive answer until the rest of the guys have crossed the line. I have to say, this is an absolutely nerve-wracking qualifying session here at Jeddah, Giuseppe.
Yeah, now the checkered flag has fallen. Not much time left for these drivers. Schröder up to second. Great lap by the man from Liechtenstein. Stefan, I think, was coming to the pits, or was he? I'm not sure. Maybe I've seen that wrong. But now we can look at Constanzo, currently 23rd. Can he get himself up some positions? We'll have to see now. The San Marinese driver is going to come across the line any moment now. Will it be a better lap time? Yes, it is. Improves battle positions, up 10 into 13th. Nick Tander, what about him? Up to 18th. Good stuff as well. What about Jose Lucas?
The Brazilian goes across the line, lifts himself out of last, and all the way up into first. My word, what a lap time from Jose Lucas. And just like it was in the season finale 2 years ago, he looks to be able to win this one again. But Søren Jakobsen is not going to have that from the man in the Nebulous Racing. He is going to try to take this pole for himself and for the championship, as well as he's going to go across the line. Will he be able to do it? The answer is yes from Søren Jakobsen, as he gets himself back onto provisional pole. Then 8 cars left to go across the line. Kai Cherezhny will be the first of those 8. former Formula 1 driver, looking to lift himself out of P15 and get himself into the points. Let's see if he is going to be able to manage that, as he's going to make his way across the line now. And Chereshnia goes up into 7th. Sean and Yilmaz is in. Yilmaz will be starting 4th at best here at Jeddah. Next up, Rubinho Gonzalez. As he's going to make his way across the line now. It is not an improvement for Rubinho Gonzalez. Sazonov comes in. It's 8th at best for him. Marco Rosenthal only improves to 20th. That is going to be absolutely massive for Marco Rosenthal. He will be starting P20 at best. It's a horrible qualifying for the Austrian, who was 11 points in the championship lead, as he will start an absolute mile behind his championship rivals at the top of the field. And as the checkered flag falls, it is the worst case scenario for Marco Rosenthal, but it is the best case for Søren Jakobsen, who is on pole position here at Jeddah.
And what a what a qualifying session that was, man! Oh man!
Certainly, that was absolutely nerve-wracking, and you can imagine if qualifying was that exciting. I don't know how we're gonna manage with the race, Giuseppe, but obviously we're gonna try our best for you guys watching at home. Hopefully you'll be able to enjoy this title decider as much as we in the commentary box will. But enough about that. It is time to go through the starting grid for one final time in this Porsche Super Cup season before lights out to seal the 2021 Porsche Super Cup Championship. And it is Søren Jakobsen, the Dane, on pole position, his 2nd of the season. The man in the MRS GT Racing will look to seal the championship here today. And accompanying him on the front row, it is the Brazilian Jose Lucas with his best qualifying of the season. Nikolaus Schlöter starts in 3rd with Çağatay Yılmaz. The man 3rd in the championship will start in P4. Julia Miyazaki in P6 with Rubinho Gonzalez in P6, Miyazaki P5, sorry. And then it is Kai Chereshnia in P7. Good qualifying from the man from Poland, as well as Andrei Sazonov, who is 3rd in the championship, starts in 8th, with Ludwig Stefansson in 9th, and then it is Halil Şahin rounding out the top 10.
Yeah, and just outside the top 10, we have Yates Terci starting in 11th. Behind him, Justin Ferguson, Ose, and then Ahmed Al-Fadil, the 2 rookies. Another rookie there, and another rookie, Loic Lemieux and Alessio Constanzo. Then we find one of the championship contenders, Mikolas Czernik, sitting just outside the points, and Yannick Molke is there in 17th. Kokshi Jeon is there in 18th, with Nick Tander in 19th. Marco Rosenthal, our championship leader, that will change maybe this race, we'll have to see. Nothing is fixed yet. He's sitting there in 20th, so absolutely not the situation he wanted. Søren Storm is in 21st, not the best situation for him as well, as he's in a championship contention as well. Luke Fischer in 22nd, Jivan Kion in 23rd, Junada in 24th, Krastev in 25th, Leclerc in 26th. Krastev, by the way, also in a championship fight. Not a good placement for him, and Jurjevic even worse in 27th. But as the talking car once said, or sort of, 1 winner, 8 losers. Let's go ahead.
Yes, it is time to get underway for one final time this season. The championship decider is going to get away under the lights of Jeddah, as we have 5 lights. And we're underway here at Jeddah. Poor traction at the start from Søren Jakobsen. Might immediately get swallowed up by Jose Lucas there to turn number 1. But the Dane has no problem covering him off on the outside line there, as Lucas is in 2nd, with Yilmaz getting himself up into 3rd. As there is Nikolaus Schlöter. He's fighting it away with Rubinho Gonzalez. That looks like as the two are side by side now as they head through the bends. So difficult to pinpoint the corner names on this track. There's Chereshnia in 8th, trying to get Andrei Sazonov for 7th, trying to drop the championship contender down a few positions. He could maybe face pressure from Halil Şahin as well, as we now make our way down to turn 13.
Yeah, now a lot of overtakes happening. Jakobsen managed to keep the lead. Absolute best case scenario for him. Trying to secure those 25 points, which will be crucial for him in the championship. Now we look a bit back. Constanzo tries to move onto Lemieux for the 2nd to last point playing position. We're gonna go around the corner. Let's see now as they head down onto, well, I guess the straight, but there's a lot of kinks. As you know, they're still side by side. No one's budging. Constanzo now is on the outside, which will then turn again into the inside. Has he got the move done? It seems so. Yes, Constanzo is up into 14th.
Brilliant stuff from Alessio Costanzo, and these Jeddah battles sure are exciting, as there's a lot of side-by-side action here. Here's Chernik up against Yannick Moltke, the Czech man, trying to claim a few positions, but you can see he's absolutely weaving behind Yannick Moltke, trying to find an inch of space, but he just can't get up and alongside him. Here's Moltke's teammate though, Tander. He's fighting Kokji Chong. Let's see if the Australian, who is quite a veteran in Porsche Super Cup, will be able to do it and get past Chong. The answer is yes. Kokji Chong still trying to hang on to that position, as we're looking at Håkan Sorenström, and he's fighting Marco Rosenthal again in that position outside the points. He gets the Austrian though, and he now launches a move to the inside line through the final corner, turn 27, as he will be wheel to wheel with Kokji Chong. Chong puts the squeeze on Håkan Sorenström, almost shoves him into the pits. Sorenström's having none of it. He weaves to the outside, trying to find the move there as he heads into turn number 1. Now he's going to try the inside line, but Chong breaks late, and Sorenström will have to remain in 20th.
Yeah, not the optimal start for Sorenström here. Rosenthal and Sorenström now are battling. Once again, Rosenthal though can keep the position, so no worries for him just yet. Yeah, very interesting first lap, and still many questions to be answered as we head a bit further up ahead. We cut to Justin Ferguson Ose chasing down Stefan Son. Let's see now how this pans out as he's on the back of him. Alfadil there to be looked at as well. Very close pack here for the midfield, as you usually know it. As I think Alfadil went a bit wide there, so that could have opened the door for Constanzo, but he does stay behind, as Lemire and Mölke could indulge in a battle as well. As Mölke tries to go down the around the outside. Oh, that was very close. No contact with the barrier for Mölke though, as he stays behind for now.
Yeah, Lemire shut the door, but it was his right, as he was on the racing line, and he was fully ahead as well. Here is Ludwig Stefansson. He's chasing down Jates Terzic for 10th. He's going to try to get himself into the top 10 with this one. Ludwig Stefansson. We'll see if he's going to be able to do it as he chases him now through turn 24 and through 25 and 26 as well. Might he try and launch a charge into the final corner? Ludwig Stefansson he's closing in with the slipstream, and yes, he's going to go to the inside line. It's a lunge from Ludwig Stefansson to the inside line, as he is going to go wheel to wheel with the Bosnian Jates Terzic, as he's just about wheel to wheel with it, but I think Terzic got the better launch heading out of the final corner, and as a result, it is going to be Terzic who stays in P10 as we approach lap 3 out of 16. Here's Stefansson to the inside line, trying to keep it wheel to wheel with him, and in all fairness is able to do it through the first 2 corners, but Terzic does still hold ahead, and Stefansson does have the best of runs. Justin Ferguson Ose tried to find the opportunity to go or have a go at the Icelandic driver there. Anyways, as we're approaching lap 3 out of 16, Jose Lucas has now set the fastest lap of the race. Could Søren Jakobsen start to worry maybe?
You know, I was thinking about the Championship 5 right now. I think about at a very point in this race. Jose Lucas being fast could upset Çağatay Yılmaz's chances, as right now Søren Jakobsen would be winning the championship 2 points ahead of Yilmaz. Right, it's very early on, so don't don't accuse me of trying to fix this or something. But if Yilmaz can get past Jakobsen, he would gain 3 points more than he would be right now, as P20 gives you 20 points instead of 17. So he could overtake Jakobsen, but if Jakobsen would get the fastest lap, he would end up winning the championship. So I think we should keep a close look at Jose Lucas there. He could be, in some way, the title decider here. The title deciding card, I guess we could say.
He could very well be. He could still be an advantage to Çağatay Yılmaz. You need to think of it that way, because if Jose Lucas overtakes Søren Jakobsen for the race lead and Jakobsen falls down to second, then I believe in that case Çağatay Yılmaz will be champion, if I am not mistaken.
Yes, he would be, I think.
Yeah,
he would be.
Yes, he would. So Jose Lucas could be a bit of a curse and a blessing at the same time to Çağatay Yılmaz. So we'll see how that's going to play out. This is Nick Tander, very, very close to the back of Mikolas Černik. Almost gave him a bit of a bump through the final corner, but Tander isn't quite able to try any moves just yet. We'll have to stay behind. Here's Kai Chereshnia, though. Still looking to go on to Andrei Sazonov. It's pretty close behind the back of the man who currently sits in 4th in the championship. So we'll see if Chereshnia will be able to secure a bit more points for himself. Obviously, Sazonov has a championship to fight for here, so he won't be looking to budge against the former Formula 1 driver. Going a bit further down, we're looking at Chereshnia's teammate, the man who isn't scoring any points at the moment. Marco Rosenthal is chasing down Kokji Chung for 19th. And Rosenthal, this is not the position he needs to be in, not now. As he's trying to at least make amends for it, but not at a pace that will see him get himself into the points. At the moment, he'd lose the title by 7 points to Søren Jakobsen, and that is far from optimal for Marco Rosenthal. So he'll just have to hope, and he'll just have to drive to the best of his abilities and see if he can maybe get himself some points in this race. But it is looking quite unrealistic with how these last 4 laps have panned out for the Austrian.
Yeah, if Rosenthal would want to keep his championship lead, he would have to score more than he would have to score more than 7 points, or in the best case to get himself fully ahead, 8, which would be quite a lot of positions to get to. Right now he's sitting in 20th, so it's not looking good for Marco Rosenthal here. He desperately needs to make some positions up, or this could be the end of his championship lead, and essentially could deny the championship, the championship essentially. But now he's trying a move onto Cheong. Cheong defends well on the outside. Now let's see if this will head into turn 1. Rosenthal is going to tuck in behind once again, as Cheong though will try move himself onto Tander. So they've even started into offense. Now into turn 1. Let's see how Tander and Cheong go about this. Seems like the outside line is a bit more advantageous for Tander, so he stays ahead. But maybe this now allows Rosenthal to get the position onto Cheong. Let's see. No, it seems like stays behind. Sorry for cutting you off there.
Yeah, no, he did look pretty close to the back of Chung there, just trying to line up a move, but I guess that opportunity just never really arose for Chereshnia, so that is a bit of a shame for him. So we're now looking at Jagan Jonada down in P25, or P23, sorry. He's chasing down Luke Fisher for 22nd place, and that pace from Jose Lucas, because you mentioned how it could be a bit of a wild card here on how it could potentially swing in favor of Søren Jakobsen or Çağatay Yılmaz. At the moment, it is swinging in the favor of Søren Jakobsen. That fastest lap pace he had suddenly seems to have vanished, as he is now 1.4 seconds behind Søren Jakobsen. And the bigger the gap, the better it is for Jakobsen, because that means it's going to be a bigger gap for Yilmaz to himself. But at the same time, if he drops back too much, that could allow Yilmaz to maybe launch a move on the Brazilian to get up into second. So it is a pretty big risk-reward factor here for Søren Jakobsen regarding Jose Lucas.
Yeah, the way Jakobsen can put himself at ease would be getting the fastest lap point, which would allow him a point more, of course, and would get 26 points. He would be then equal on points with Yilmaz, but he would win on the countback to 2 wins, as Yilmaz would have no wins. Would be actually very interesting if he would win the championship that way. Meanwhile, Jakobsen has 2 of them. So certainly a situation to look out to. Jose Lucas, to talk about him as well, he has had 1 podium this season, otherwise only 2 other points finishes, so he could be looking to end the season strongly. Although I think he's a bit of an interesting situation right now. We have to there.
Yeah, definitely. But Çağatay Yılmaz, what a feat it would be for him as well. But obviously he wouldn't be the first man to accomplish that feat. It would namely be the man who won last year's Porsche Super Cup title, Khalfan Juma, who would win the title without finishing a single time P1. So Yilmaz will be looking to add himself into that list as well. But at first, or the obstacle between him and achieving that is the Norwegian flag colored car of Brazilian Jose Lucas second.
Yeah, right now he's staying in 1 second of him. So of course, I mean, DRS doesn't exist here, but I guess we can all agree universally being 1 second off the car ahead is a pretty good gap to start from if you want to chase after the car in front. Although Schletter is just as close behind him, so you have to watch out not to put too much focus on the offense, which then could drop him way too far back. But it's a difficult situation for Yilmaz to handle, and we'll have to see if he has what it takes right here and now, essentially, in the next 11 laps.
Yeah, he's going to have to think very logically about this one, Çağatay Yılmaz. Important not to push too much, because that could see him maybe use up his tires too much and then he'll fall back and maybe risk losing positions. But at the same time, he can't hold off too long, because then he might be, the opportunity might just slip for him. So yeah, it's a difficult predicament. It's one that no racing driver would like to be in. But Yilmaz will just have to see what he's going to be able to do at the moment. Looks like that gap might be building. It's up to a second now. But we'll just have to see how the situation is going to play out. We can't really say for sure who's got the upper hand and who is really struggling until a few laps pass. So it's going to be very interesting to see what's going to happen. But Yilmaz, he needs to pass Jose Lucas if he wants a chance at winning this title. And I believe if he would take P2, he'd win the championship by 1 point, assuming that Søren Jakobsen hasn't got the fastest lap. So yeah, it could come down to the fastest lap, which could be the margin for the title decider here, Giuseppe. I think that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I mean, fastest lap, very new addition. If you remember correctly, it was in 2019 in Formula 1 where they added that. So honestly, I do like it. It's a very interesting addition to fast lap one, as often we can see titles coming down to just 1 point, and see the gap between the two of them could be very interesting. Right now, I'm also not sure if Jakobsen has the fastest lap point. As far as I remember, it was Jose Lucas, which did set the fastest lap. So right now, what Yilmaz can do is overtake Lucas and try and pray that Jakobsen doesn't set the fastest lap or just chase after him. But he has to do all of those things quickly, because it's lap 7 out of 16, already nearly about the halfway point of the race.
Yeah, time does fly by fast here. But yeah, it's pretty quiet in the top 5 at the moment. Yilmaz looks to not be gaining anything on Jose Lucas. In fact, he might be dropping off, and that is not good for Çağatay Yılmaz. But it is great news for Søren Jakobsen. But we don't know why this is, if this is intentional or not. But there is a pretty ominous message for Çağatay Yılmaz, as we do speak about him being in trouble. Nico Schlöter behind has just set the fast lap of the race. It's a pretty bad sight when the driver just behind you has at the fast lap and you're a bit off on pace. But we don't know why this would be from Yilmaz, if it is maybe just for the fact that he's trying to conserve tires, or if he just genuinely doesn't have the pace. Either way, Yilmaz, I think in his mind, would definitely hope that this is intentional from himself, because he's got a very hungry Nico Schlöter behind him.
Yeah, so you have to watch out. He doesn't want to lose that position to Schlöter there. Of course, he has to pick up the pace once again. He's 1.2 off Lucas now. It's a gap that you can make it up again, but still 1.2 seconds. As we know in motorsport, it's still a lot. Very interesting, even though it is just 1 second. But yeah, now we're looking at Szczęsny, who's chasing now Sazonov. Sazonov, well, the third guy of the top of the 9 drivers in contention, currently scoring points. Interesting enough, 6 out of I think, yeah, 6 out of out of the 6 out of 9 are not scoring points. It's pretty interesting to me.
Yeah, it is certainly a very, very interesting predicament. But obviously, and I guess it's such a stressful scenario like this, it is only the best of the best who do turn up. Here's something interesting then. You do see, I think you're seeing what I'm seeing on the bottom left of our screens there. That's Jose Lucas in the fast lap of the race. Suddenly, the doomsday clock, I guess, as we can call him, has just maybe shifted in favor of Çağatay Yılmaz. He doesn't seem to be on the pace right now, but could he maybe try and make an effort to catch up to Jakobsen and try and attack him? We'll just have to wait and see if this is another just one lap fluke from Jose Lucas, as we're now looking at a battle between Amin Al Fadil and Justin Ferguson Ose, as the two are going to go wheel to wheel for P12 here. Al Fadil on the outside line, through the chicane they go. He's now there on the inside line, trying to make it stick. Pretty solid on the inside line there, has the traction, and he gets through up into 12. Good little battle there. But again, Giuseppe, you're seeing that on the timing tower, it's Jose Lucas who's actually catching up to Søren Jakobsen, even though we said that it might seem that the advantage was at Søren Jakobsen only a lap ago. Could it actually change now?
It's looking very interesting, as I think, looking at this quickly here, Chernik seems to be getting the position onto Lemieux. Yes, he does that, so great effort from Chernik trying to get some positions up, as he's also in the championship contention, although he's on the back, very back foot right now. But yeah, Lucas now, 0.6, has the fastest lap, so if he'd overtake Jakobsen, this could mean Yilmaz would be in the lead of the championship. As actually we see a very nice battle here between Fischer and Cheong, but yeah, it seems like, yeah, Yilmaz, interestingly enough, not being a championship fight, he's still kind of the deciding factor of who could become champion here, which is very interesting to me. I haven't ever seen that before in the SUFC.
It's a very, very interesting thing, I have to say, and it just spices up the championship even further. The fact that Lucas has just been such a wild card at the moment, bouncing back and forth, shifting the fortunes between both of the championship contenders, that he is ahead and behind them at the moment. It certainly is interesting that the championship is going to be decided by someone who's barely even in it. As here is Chereshnia, he's been fighting it away with Andrei Sazonov. Sazonov, though, is able to hold himself ahead of the Polish driver at the moment, and this now brings Halil Shahin much closer. So you look a bit further down the field. Here is Kokji Chung trying to go on to Luke Fischer. He's unable to get the Welshman though, and Håkan Sorenström could now try and do something here. And unfortunately for the Swede, Håkan Sorenström, I think his title hopes certainly have been dashed.
Yeah, he's right now sitting way outside the points. I mean, Rosenthal did make one position up. Also not enough for him. So unlucky for them. As I mentioned, yeah, Jakobsen, Yilmaz, and interesting enough, Sazonov is also scoring points, so he'd be getting himself into 4th in the championship right now. So good to improve. Just sadly for Sazonov, it's not enough to get himself close to, I guess you could say, the main 2 right now. Lucas now with 0.5 off Jakobsen. He's staying on that gap there. Yilmaz certainly is hoping for Lucas to be even more steady on the pace and catch up to the Dane.
Yeah, as I've been absolutely just mesmerized by this battle between Chereshny and Sazonov and Shahin. Just seeing these Porsche Cup cars full attack through these corners, it really, really gets you. It really gets exciting, doesn't it? And I have to say, again, what a venue to have a championship decider like this. As here comes Kai Chereshny then to the inside line, trying to line up moving to turn 27. Thought about the outside line, trying to sell the dummy on Sazonov there, but he decides on the inside line. Through the final corner they go, wheel to wheel, heading down the start-finish straight now.
And let's see now how this battle will turn out. Chereshny is trying to get the move down the inside onto Sazonov. Let's see how this will end, as I want to mention Yilmaz is at the fastest lap, so that's interesting. But Chereshny down the inside. Does he get P7? as he's leaving me guessing here. But Sazonov actually gets a good exit, so maybe Sazonov can get himself back into P7. Shine stays there lurking, but no, Cherest is still down the inside. He's not backing off, is he now? Around the outside, Shine having looked there as well. I was trying to say that Sazonov got it, but no, Cherest proves me wrong. It's still side by side. I don't know when it's gonna end. Maybe you guys know, but it seems like Sazonov has defended well enough. For Cherest, and settles the car a bit there. On, I guess the gravel? I'm not sure what was there, as this is asphalt, but I guess on the dirty part of the track. And now a big pack has caught up to them. Let's look at Terzic now going down the inside of to get them done into turn 13. The long left-hander. He's on the inside, Shine on the outside. I think Shine gets a good enough exit to stay safe. No, and improvement wrong once again. Terzic on the outside. I'm barely trying to catch my breath as he's on the inside, and now on the outside, you will turn into the inside once again. Stefansson there, trying to see if he can go for a move as well. Seems like Terzic has the better exit. Does he now? He does now. And now Stefansson is trying a move as well.
My word, what a battle we're witnessing here on this lap, as Stefansson is now going to try and be the next man to attack Halil Shahin. Terzic fought valiantly up into 9th, but Stefansson will not be the next man to attack Halil Shahin just yet. So the Turk will stay in 10th. Speaking of Turkish drivers, we did see Çağatay Yılmaz at the fast lap of the race, but he's not really been catching up to Jose Lucas in 2nd. So I fear that he may have dropped off the pace. And there it is, our confirmation, in fact, that Søren Jakobsen is the fast lap of the race, immediately taken by Rubinho Gonzalez in 5th. But these fastest lap times are just bouncing back and forth between the top 3, with now the odd exception of Rubinho Gonzalez. So they really are going out all at it for the fastest lap of the race here. And really, it shows that you do need it, because in a championship fight like this, we know how close this is. 1 point could be the difference between victory and defeat here at Jeddah.
Yeah, and Lucas has dropped off a bit from Jakobsen. That's not the news Yilmaz wanted to hear. He's still there on 0.6, but with 5 laps left, the chances are diminishing minute by minute, essentially.
Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what is gonna happen. It's Justin Ferguson Ose. He was just fighting Amin Al Fadil, and he's very close to the back of Ludwig Stefansson in 11th. We'll see if he'll be able to do anything here as we head through turn number 13. Jose Lucas at the moment is currently 6/10 off Søren Jakobsen. So even though the Dane in the lead does have the fast lap of the race, he is doing a pretty decent job of keeping up with him. So maybe it's not all over yet for Jose Lucas, and maybe even Çağatay Yılmaz in 3rd.
Yeah, Jose Lucas has caught up caught up by 1/10 once again. Although he's just floating there between the 0.6, 0.7, and that's not what Yilmaz wants. But Yilmaz just can't seem to catch up to Lucas. He has distance Schröter off of him, so he doesn't have to worry about Nicolas Schröter too much. But he either has to catch up to Lucas himself, or he has to hope that Lucas has enough pace to catch up to the Dane in front.
And on that last lap, Jakobsen was 100th faster than Jose Lucas, as Justin Ferguson Ose was just trying to Ludwig Stefansson there, but Stefansson was undeterred by the American's charge, as he himself is now going to go on to Halil Shahin again into turn number 1. They go. Stefansson on the inside line is going to try to make his nick as he's gifted the outside through turn number 2. Doesn't quite work as Shahin holds him off. Could Ferguson Ose behind try to get himself up to 11th with this? Not quite for Justin Ferguson Ose. He's going to have to stay in 12th. As Rubinho Gonzalez again sets the fast lap of the race. He's still 1.3 seconds off Nico Schlöter in 4th. And Jose Lucas seems to be dropping a tiny bit off Søren Jakobsen, but I would say they're about equal on pace at the moment. It really is an all-out battle at the moment in the top 2. It's just going back and forth on who is going to be the faster driver, who is going to get that race win. You've got one man who could decide the fate of two drivers. And then another who is looking to win the championship here today. So it is a really interesting predicament. But Lucas and Jakobsen, I have to say, what a level they're driving at the moment. So quickly, so close to each other. This is what you love to see in Porsche Super Cup.
Yeah, indeed, as Jerez and Sazonov seems to be lighting up their earlier battle once again. This time, though, unbothered by anyone behind them. So let's see if this will develop into a different outcome than last time around. Jerez now very close to Sazonov. Will he try the inside? Will he try the outside? Or will he just stay behind? He chooses to stay behind, although it comes very close to Sazonov in front. He's now gonna head onto the main straight. Let's see if he tries to move into turn 1.
We'll have to wait and see from Kai Shereshnia. He's been trying Andrei Sazonov for ages. Here's a very interesting pack then. You've got, looks like Chong, Surenström, Yunada, and the Klut behind. So we'll see how that's going to play out as well. Not very important positions. There's not points at play, but I guess more honor than points. As we're looking at Nick Tander, he's just behind his team, and Yannick Moltke in 17th. I failed to catch what Lucas and Jakobsen's last lap was. I'll see if I can catch it on the stream replay, but at the moment Lucas does seem to be a tiny bit closer to Søren Jakobsen, and I think he was 400 faster on the previous lap, so he is actually lapping a tiny bit faster. But at the moment it wouldn't be close enough for him to try a move. He needs to be able to step it up a bit more. There needs to be a bit of a bigger pace differential between the two to be able to decide on who's going to come out on top here.
And now Lucas seems to be closing in. He's now 1-5, but I don't want to curse anything, as that's very well known with us commentators, but Yilmaz, I don't think he's gonna have another try at Lucas, as he hasn't had one all race. I don't think he's gonna have one soon enough, as it's 1.5 of the Brazilian. All his hope now lies to Lucas's hands, essentially. So we're gonna have to finish lap 14, then go to lap 15, and then finally lap 16. Only those 3 laps I just listed, where they will be able to have where a difference will be able to happen. Yeah,
we'll just have to wait and see how this is gonna play out. It is super interesting, and I should just mention there is now 2 laps to go, so time is running out for a lot of these guys. As here's Lemieux trying it on to Alessio Costanzo, and it just didn't really work for Loic Lemieux there. Into the final corner, we will see if he can set it up into another one, as we're now on lap 15 out of 16. 2 laps to go, 2 laps left until we'll be able to crown a Porsche Super Cup champion. And nerves are running high in the top 3 at the moment.
It seems like Lucas is even catching up. He's now on a steady 0.5, but these gains are not going to be enough to catch up to Jakobsen.
No, they certainly won't. Lucas is going to have to pull out a lap of his life at the end if he wants a chance of getting it, as here's Damian Krastev going at it with Sebastian de Cloot, 2 championship contenders who unfortunately aren't really contending for anything here apart from P24. Krastev is there on the inside line trying to get the Dutchman as they go wheel to wheel. One final skirmish between the two, as it is Sebastian de Cloot who does get himself ahead of Damian Krastev. Ji-Hwan Kion is trying to get it. That gap is closing down between Lucas and Jakobsen. It's under 4 tenths now. I think it's getting close. It's gonna get close. It's gonna get very close. You can see he's gaining in the slipstream. This could be the title deciding move from Jose Lucas, but I'm not gonna say anything yet. We're just gonna have to see. Is he gonna be able to try it into the final corner? The answer is no. You can see how close he gets. Heading into it though, he's gonna remain in the slipstream, Jose Lucas. think he got a bit of a poor exit heading out of the final corner. That gap's gone up to 6/10, and that's good. That's good for Søren Jakobsen, because that means that heading into the final lap, starting the final lap of Porsche Super Cup this season, he'll be at least 6/10 ahead.
And now Søren Jakobsen has to keep his nerves solid and not lose any time to Lucas. Lucas now with a bit of a mistake, I think, out of the final corner, could not get the best exit, and that seems like the title hopes for Yilmaz slipped out of Yilmaz's hands with that mistake. But now it's all eyes on the top two here, as Lucas is gaining once again. He's definitely faster than Jakobsen. Jakobsen probably tired, maybe even mentally. So we're gonna have to see. Look how fast Lucas is gaining. It's insane. This could come down to the final corners.
He closed in so much through these corners. He's having a look on the outside line. We head into turn number 13. Lucas will have to focus on recuperating his losses through that final corner on the previous lap, and he's just gonna have to hope that the stars will align for the Brazilian, as he will chase down his first win in 2 years and potentially even decide the outcome of a championship, as we head out of turn number 18 now, down 19, 20 and 21. It's 0.3 of a second. It's crunch time for Jose Lucas. He's gaining. You can see how much he's gaining on Søren Jakobsen. Is this it as we head into the braking zone? Not quite. Oh, I really can't hold my breath here. But now then, it's the final 5 corners. This could determine it all, as Jose Lucas is gonna try and line up a move heading into turn 26. Is it going to be Søren Jakobsen? It could be Jose Lucas. Lucas is there on the outside line. Jakobsen shuts the door. Lucas goes to the inside line. It's gonna go down to the line. Lucas is there on the inside. They're wheel to wheel. It's a drag race for the title. Jose Lucas, is he gonna get it? I don't think it is. And coming across the line to win here at Jeddah, is it going to be? It is going to be in a dramatic title fight. Søren Jakobsen is your 2021 Porsche Super Cup champion here at Jeddah. What a title decider. What a finish. Jose Lucas just comes short, along with Çağatay Yılmaz's title hopes. What a performance from the top 3 today. That was simply electric. What a final lap. He wins it. This man on your screen, Søren Jakobsen, champion by a 1/10 of a second here at the Jeddah Corny circuit. History has been made as we crown our 3rd ever Porsche Super Cup champion, and it is none other than Søren Jakobsen of MRS GT Racing.
Honestly, I'm speechless. I don't know what to say. That's an insane end to the championship fight. Oh my days.
Oh, and now we can breathe out. My word, what a... Oh, I'm speechless too. That was simply incredible. That is Porsche Super Cup manifest, proper Porsche Super Cup. That goes down to the final corner, to the line. That was, oh my god, that is just absolutely incredible. What a season of Porsche Super Cup it has been. Another exciting season of Porsche Super Cup comes to an end, and it is the man from Denmark, Søren Jakobsen, who claims the title here at the Jeddah Corny circuit. And now I think it is time to go through the final classifications before we say goodbye for one final time in Porsche Super Cup. And it is Søren Jakobsen who is your 2021 Porsche Super Cup Drivers Champion, just ahead of Jose Lucas by 0.139. Keep that gap in your heads, ladies and gentlemen. Only in Porsche Super Cup do you see margins that close. Absolutely incredible. And then it is Çağatay Yılmaz. Unfortunately, did all he could, and had Lucas come out on top, well, he could have been champion today. As it is Nikolaus Schlöter finishing in 4th with Robinho Gonzalez. Good points finish for him to tie off the season. Julia Miyazaki will be in 6th as Andrei Sazonov did score decent points today, but it was just not meant to be for him. He finishes in 7th, Sky Chereshnia is in 8th, with Yatis Terzic in 9th, and then Halil Shahin will end off the season with more points as he rounds out the top 10.
And just outside the top 10, we find Louis Stefansson, and then Justin Ferguson also in 12th, Amina Fadil in 13th, Assetto Corsa in 14th, and rounding off the points, we have Loic Lemieux, and just outside of them, one of the championship contenders today, Mikuláš Čeník in 16th, Yannick Molke in 17th, and his teammate Tander in 18th. Our previous championship leader, Rosenthal, comes up short, finishes pointless today. Sad way for him to end the season. Then behind him finds himself Luke Fisher, and in 21st, we enter the 20s, we have Koshi Jeong and Hakas Rustam as well. Of course, not the result he wanted. Jacket Junada in 23rd. The Clerk, also championship contender, only gets 24th. Another championship contender and another, Plastev and Chernchevich in 25th and 26th. And Jivan Kion is in 27th and last.
And there it is then for the Porsche Super Cup. And we close another chapter of the Porsche Super Cup as the 2021 Porsche Super Cup season has come to an end. What a season! Honestly, what a season this has been. Really, I've seen so many great battles, so much action, so much drama, and it went all the way down to the final race, to the final corner. Can you believe it? What incredible race that was as well. And just before we go and call it a day on the season, it's time for one final time in PSC to give out driver of the day. And I have no what was I gonna say? Yeah, exactly. I have no doubt. But Søren Jakobsen, I have to say, that was not easy. That was not easy at all. He held on all the way until the end. The pressure he must have dealt with was absolutely immense, considering he was on constant threat, fighting for a championship. Had he dropped down to second, that would have been it. That would have not been a championship, but he held on brilliantly all the way to the final corner, all the way to the line by 0.139. Rightfully deserved, in my opinion, second race win of the season, and arguably the most important one as well. So, yeah, Søren Jakobsen gets my driver of the day. Enjoy it, champ. And yeah, I'll have to ask you what your answer is as well.
Honestly, if there had been one more lap, I think Lucas would have gotten him. So I'll give him as, I guess, my honorable mention, as Lucas threw a very good race, very good fight with well. Good result to end off the season, and it rocket ships him up to P7. So great stuff there by the Brazilian. Good way to end off the season.
Yeah, very good stuff from the pair of them today. They were absolutely incredible today. But that's been it then for the 2021 Porsche Super Cup season. What a season of PSC action. It really has been an absolute pleasure to commentate this season. But the action at the Jeddah Corniche circuit does not end, obviously. Make sure to tune in for the penultimate rounds of Formula 1 and Formula 2 at the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, which will be on this weekend as well. And then the title decider of Super Formula, Rahul Patel versus Giulia Chisetti, as they will head into a title showdown at the Fuji Speedway in Japan. So make sure to not miss that as well. Until then, I have been Miran.
And I've been Giuseppe.
And this has been the 2021 Porsche Super Cup season. Thank you and goodbye.